Yes, go ahead.
Okay, hello everyone. Today we are gathered to have yet another debate on the topic. Parents must be strict with their children. I will be supporting the topic, and Keman will be speaking against the topic. So let's start the debate. Okay, since I'm in favor, I'll start first.
Yes.
Okay. My first point is parents. Firstly, parents know what is best for us, and sometimes them being strict is for our betterment. Okay, so my first point would be sometimes parents can be strict because children they want everything. Sometimes when you get what you want, you don't really know how to use what you already have. But sometimes when you don't get what you want, like children or people, they can children. Sometimes when you don't get what you want, you can learn to do the most with the resources that you already have. My second point would be the child is able to differentiate between what is wrong and what is right. Sometimes, if the parent is not strict, the child might not be able to differentiate whether it's wrong. For example, like if a parent and a child are crossing a road, and uh, the parent wasn't there, like, and is strict and hits him up, like because he was crossing the road without looking at him. That would be like a strict parent. So now the child knows what is right and what is wrong. Okay. My third point is parents they care for us. They wouldn't want us to go astray. So that is why they are strict. Sometimes parents who are not strict, like they tend to send their children wherever they want, and in that way they might fall into wrong habits like drinking, smoking, or something that would not be for them good for them in the long run. My fourth point is the child learns discipline, punctuality, and basic ethics to live a fruitful life. Uh, Punctuality in the sense, sometimes if we have some work pending, like if our parents are strict, they'll always be after us to complete the work and do things on time. Um, yeah, so I think it is important for parents to be strict.
Over to me.
Yeah.
Yes, today I'll be speaking against the motion that is parents must not be strict with their children. And I have certain points, I have five strong points to support this idea. Firstly, about not all parents are same. Some parents are also abusive, and like some father or some parents might be even drinking alcohol, and they might not be in their proper senses. So, considering this situation, it could be very abusive to the child and his mental growth in the future. So, this is one of the strong reason why I feel parents must not be strict with their children. Secondly, I would like to highlight the pressure build-up which a parent might be giving to children, which can, like we have seen so many suicide cases amongst the youngsters. They don't get certain marks, they commit suicide, and one of the major concern here is the strictness built up by their parents. Like, parents should be somebody who should be there to help you, and parents also sometimes when in the light of saying strictness, they might also be comparative, and they might compare their children with somebody else, and this comparative build up can also spoil the mentality and spoil the psychology of the child. And yeah, this is another reason why I feel the pressure build up is the major concern where a parent is strict. Thirdly, I would like to highlight in the phase where uh, a child hits puberty, especially teenage. Uh, that time, a child needs to learn a lot of stuff, and that time parents must not be strict, and they should be like a very friend to the child, because if parents become strict at that time, a child might go astray more, and like he or she might be doing some wrong things and might be hiding it from their parents. But on the other side, if a parent is kind and if a parent is like a friend, who is not strict, who listens to everything, who just guides what is right and wrong. That time a teenager especially would be very comfortable in sharing and not hiding stuff from parents. So again, this is another point why I feel parents must not be strict. uh, Lastly, another point I would like to highlight is, nowadays if we keep 2 minutes, and like if many people face this, like especially a boy and a father, like you keep 2 minutes, they are alone, they won't know what to speak with each other. So I think that strictness built up a gap in them, and they will that is a major reason why it becomes it is a need of the hour for the parents to realize that it is not their duty to be strict, but as a be as a friend, which will also help as a good in a good build up in a nuclear environment, even in the future perspective. Like if you treat your child very strictly in their childhood, then the child will also develop the same mentality when the parents will be old. So for a future perspective also, it is very wise to be like a friend and not be that strict with a child. Yeah. And my last point, I would like to end by saying, in the world where patience is deteriorating, I think from generation to generation, patience level is going up. Parents should be a good example to their children, so to show how to listen to their child and not be strict. You can convey many messages through being loving and kind than being strict. So these are my five strong points why I believe parents must not be strict with their children. Yeah. Rebuttal phase, Riza?
Okay, I'll start.
Yes, yes.
Okay, Keman, sometimes a child can be very stubborn. Like if he wants a phone, say his friend wants has a phone already and he wants a phone, and he is very stubborn about it. Like even he wants a phone now. So, do you think it would be right for a parent to give him the phone and not be strict and say no to it because it is not really a need for him but a want, right? So, what do you feel about it?
Okay. Recently, I was watching a video of on YouTube on Insta, and they mentioned like when we teach a child, we start teaching by dotted lines or jagged lines or slanting lines, and that is how we introduce a child to education. But one of the most major thing to start with is teaching child how kindness matters, how sharing matters, and inculcating that qualities. So in the initial phase, if parents are like not ready for a child and they don't give enough time for the child, and they become strict if they don't have time, like a parent might be working 9 to 5, they come home, they are very busy, and child is doing something, and they become strict to child, then later on the child will build up certain all those negative things. So coming back to your question, Triza, so I would say that in the initial phase only, if the parents were not that strict, if the parents were teaching the child how things matters, then that person will have a good mentality in the future as well, to differentiate between what is need and what is want.
Okay, another question. Also, sometimes when the parent is not strict, he or she might let the child do what he wants. Like, for example, going on a like uh, say going and like being a part of a certain friend circle, which might not really be very good for him, which might not be the case when it comes to strict parents. So in that case, sometimes they might learn to drink or smoke. So what is your take on that?
My answer to that is, mm, okay, when parents are strict, the child, and actually even I have faced this, like I would hide something with my from my parents and do certain things. But when I realized that it is not their strictness, it is their love which was hidden. Most of the child doesn't understand that they are like uh, the main thing behind is the love and not the strictness. So I think the parents should be very clear about the love. And like recently, I realized ki, whenever I go out, how much my parents must be missing me, like when if I'm at wrong, right or wrong place. So I would say the same answer, like the parents should showcase their love more than the strictness. If they hide, if they maybe show their love as strictness, then it would be very difficult for the child. Like they will be hiding more things to their parents. Like saying about one call, like if you are reaching somewhere, like if maybe my destination is waterfall, I go there, I tell my parents I reached. uh, a person who is a parent who is strict for them, like if my parent is strict, I would be hiding that more with my parent. But if I understood the love behind, like I'd be realizing how much important it is to call after reaching. That is my take. Okay,
Do you have any question?
yes, my
Yeah.
question to you, Triza, is about abusive and like parents who drink and all. Like, do you think it is right for them to handle their child with the strictness, because
Okay,
they
Kemal, when you're
themselves are not in the correct mindset, right?
would it count as strictness because
Nice.
he is in that condition because he's drinking, right? And drinking would be a fault from his side, I feel. And strictness would be something that a parent doesn't let a child do. So, but yeah, okay, to answer that, I think it is important that as a parent you know your responsibility and towards a child, and don't go into a direction that would lead you to the destruction of your child as well, because you're ruining your life by drinking,
Sorry.
and it is obvious to some extent that it will hinder the growth and development of your own child also, uh, especially when it's a case of drinking and not looking after your family. It will affect the child, right? I think
Yes.
that is the parents fault.
Okay. Another question I would ask Triza is about the pressure which like students or maybe a child might be facing due to their parents and their comparative state. So being strict in that, like you did not get this much marks, being strict in that case, isn't it that bad? Because we can like eventually see that there are so many suicides happening in the youngsters. So don't you feel somewhere it is wrong for parents to be strict?
Even if the parent is strict, I think now we have counselors in the college, and we also have friends in our uh, vicinity. Like, I mean, in college, if we go to college, we have friends there. If we are at home, we have friends in our locality. So there is so the whole reason shouldn't be revolving around parents. Sometimes their strictness is because, as you said, they also love us a lot, so they want us to study and get better marks for our betterment, right? But if and it is very important for the child to understand that at a young age and not take it in a negative way. Rather, if the parent is not understanding, the child can share the problem uh, with some counselor or some doctor or a friend.
Any question, Triza?
Mm, okay, man. Yeah. You have
Yes.
anything else?
Yes, my last question to you, Trija, is about the gap between parents and children. Like the silence between them is increasing day by day. Maybe because they were strict once and they are not, they don't have the friendship bond with each other. So don't you feel that is alarming?
The gap,
Yes.
the generation gap is what you're
No,
trying to say,
I'm
right?
saying like if the parents are very strict with the children, in the future also there won't be much. There will be a wide gap and they won't be sharing much stuff with their parents, right?
Yes.
So don't you feel being strict is bad in that case?
What I feel is sometimes what our parents did to them, like they were very strict to them to some extent. So it gets carried away. But it is something that we should understand. And came on your question. Can you just frame
Y-
it again?
yes, yes, yes. Uh, okay, my question to you, Tiza, is like as I mentioned, like it is very much seen that a child and a father, maybe a son and a father, they don't really have much things to share with each other, and they don't really talk. If they are left idle, in for 2 5 minutes, they won't really have much content to share. And if we root back, that it could makes it could link somewhere to the parents being strict to children, right? Because that was the only reason why a child did not have that open gap with their parent to share a lot of stuff. So don't you think that is alarming, because it will grow exponentially as the parents are getting older, and it would even affect their old age.
Yes. So I think this is very common with fathers. They don't have the ability to express themselves very well. So it is important that fathers show their love also with strictness. Strictness is very important, but you can also be very expressive and tell your child how much you love them and care for them. And I feel that will really help, like, cut this gap between parents and their children in the long run. Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Yeah, that's it. Riza.
Yes.
Yes. Feedback part.
Feedback part. My structure was not very good today. You know, I could have framed it better, like points also. Points were, I think, good, but
Also good.
the
Okay.
framing was not very good.
Yes. Yes.
Uh, Keman, your structure was good this time, very good, and you had very like solid, valid points.
Yes.
Yeah.
Riza, could you explain me the first point that you were mentioning? Like I was thinking something else that time, and then I did not even listen to it. First point.
When parents give you what you want, uh, like all the resources that you want, the child doesn't think much, is what I feel. Like, if a child doesn't have something, they can do the most with the resources that are already available, like
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
create something new
Yeah.
from whatever's there.
Yes.
But sometimes parents, like those who can afford all the things, they happen to just give shower their children with everything that's there
Yes. Yes.
in
Understood.
the and yes, and the child, like sometimes the child won't think about the money side of things and will keep on asking for things from their parents, which I think to some extent is wrong. But if a parent is strict, they can cut that down and say no, and the child will understand that that's not right.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. Mm, for feedback is okay for Teresa. That question which I asked you, see, don't if you are like not clear, just ask again for the clarity. Like, don't say something and then ask clarity for clarity. Even for
Yes.
interview, it looks little off. Okay. Actually, it was a mistake from my side also. Like, I should have given a very crisp question. Even I wasn't sure like what my question was. But don't just don't start.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And
True.
secondly, it is okay to think before you say. Like, you can tell, maybe give me 1 minute, or you can just say, let me think on this, and then you can start, which shows a good professionalism. Secondly, your side was a little difficult this time. I would really agree to that, like asking about abusive parents and all. I don't have any answer to that. So but you faced it really well. Third, about conclusion, I had some problem with your conclusion. You should have concluded in a way that it was obvious that I have to start. About intro was really good of yours. I did not introduce today because I was thinking to build up something, but it was in the time space I wasn't able to generate any intro. Like you were saying, you started parents, and then you said what parents is, and then started, which looked very nice. What I was thinking, I'll just tell you what how my introduction was planned, but I did not do it later. I was thinking like a child may be there who is painting on the wall, and a parent might be strict and say, "Don't do this." So that I was trying to build it in that sense that they are breaking the creativity of the child, which could have emerged. But then I did not say the intro because I was thinking like if they give books to the child to draw, then it would make no sense, right? So that's why I did not introduce that way. I just started. But good, you introduced. I really liked your introduction, and nothing else. Yes, it was good. It was really good.
Yes.
Yes, we'll take 1 minute to think from other perspective.
Yes.
Hmm? Yeah.
I start.
Yes.
So my first point is they become very bold and brave and learn to do things on their own.
Hmm.
uh, in other words, they become very adventurous, like they can go and try different sports, like say water sports. Sometimes strict parents might not allow that, or bungee jumping, and they get better experience of life, and they are not really caged and they are free, so they can do whatever they want, explore whatever they want, that too at a very young age. Sometimes parents are not strict, and then when we have the time we don't really have the energy to do those things,
Hmm.
but when we are young we can do those things and experience life in a better way, is one point.
That is
Second point,
such a beautiful point, Riz. I really forgot it. Really nice. Yeah, you can carry on.
and my second point would be they can do whatever they want when it comes to career choices, as you said. Sometimes when the child is not given the power to do what he wants, they might go into depression and commit suicide, which is, I feel, totally valid, because the child is not given the right to do what it wants. The life is the child's and not the parent. Sometimes the
Hmm.
parent has a dream for the child and they force that dream on the child,
Hmm.
which is so wrong,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Say the child wanted to be like a singer or a musician, the child's dream is not fulfilled. Yeah,
Yes.
that's it.
Yes. From my side, thinking from your perspective, first I would say about is like there are some functions and public spaces like children may not understand, like they might do certain things which may be okay to do at home but not there, and that time it's okay to shout at children. Like you must imagine some naughty people children at a public space doing something very absurd. At that time it's okay to be strict. And secondly I would say, most of the points you have covered, Riza, but this is one thing I would like to stress on is parents should it's okay for parents to be strict with their children, but they should have it in sequential order. First is be strict and tell why they were strict, like showcase their hidden love. If they don't tell the second part, it is equivalent to not being strict or equivalent to making things worse. So I think the second part is very much necessary for showing the hidden love in the strictness. Yeah, that's it. Uh, Anything else, or can we do a group discussion?
Yeah, I think we'll do a group discussion.
Yes. Okay. Tell me whatever questions you comes to your mind. Okay. First question is, irrespective of the debate, what do you feel? Parents must be strict with their children or not?
Some amount of strictness I feel is needed, but yeah, parents should be more expressive towards their children and tell them why they were strict and everything.
Yes.
Being a friend, as
Being,
you said.
yes. Yes, I remember me reading this somewhere. They said that parents must be very loving when the child is born. Like they should showcase so much love, and like if they firstly about being parent is also like a question mark. Like if you're not ready, if you're very busy, just don't go into that because you're spoiling somebody else's life. Okay, this is
Yes.
one introduction which I was trying to think. Okay, let me. I'll just finish this question. So, firstly, that is a big question. If you want to be a parent or not. Once you become a parent, I think at the initial stage when the child is a toddler kind of thing, that time tell so much stories to the child. tells so much values, kindness, helping, doing like all these values, loving or sharing, all these values just inculcate so much in the child. But when the child starts going to school and all, you be strict with the child. Like if he's doing something wrong, if he beats somebody, if he does something, you should be strict to the child, so that the person knows what is right and wrong. And this will also build which will help him, like if you are strict at that initial stage, it would help him to distinguish between right and wrong in a much better, like first you got a theory, then you got a practical learning. After that, I think when the child starts to hit puberty, parent must be very much like a friend to the child, because that is the time child can do any nonsense thing, and like parents should share a lot of things with the child, their experiences, something or the other. They should be like very friend to the child, like they should be telling about their girlfriend, their boyfriends, anything, or any of how they like a good stories of their life, and they should have a bond with the children, like in a such a way that the children can share anything in the world with them, and they should not be like hiding stuff. Also, yeah, these are some of the things, and yeah, that's it. Do you have anything to add?
Yeah, okay, man. I agree to like most of the part of it.
Yes.
So yeah.
uh,
Okay.
any other question do you have, Tiza, from the debate perspective, whatever we talked about?
Um, like sometimes I feel parents like if the child is, I've seen this, like sometimes if the child is like a lone child, like if they take the child to the beach, say they won't let that child go in the water, but the child really wants to go in the water, and
Mm.
that's so bad for the child, right?
Yes. Yes.
I feel like parents shouldn't do that.
Yes. Okay. One thing that comes to my mind is about the gap which I was talking about. Like, what do you think should be the communicate? Like, what should be the like types of communication that a child and parent must have? Can we think something like, if given a random time and you are 2 or maybe 3 hours just with your parent, what should you speak to your parents? Or if you are a parent, what should you speak to your child?
Okay, like
You can take your time. Let we can think. I guess
yeah, is this at the end of the day?
anything, anytime.
Okay.
Like giving given that the amount of talks between parents and child gets lesser and lesser as they are growing.
Yes.
Lisa, can I just interrupt you? Like I was telling about one introduction which was coming to my mind. It was like a parent, like parents. It is not child's responsibility to do anything. Parent have given birth to the child, and like they cannot just be strict with the child for that matter. Like they should just allow the child to do whatever they want. This was a line which I was thinking to give my introduction.
Right, and the
Yes,
introduction.
yes, yes. Yeah.
They shouldn't be controlling. Like,
Controlling, yes, yes, yes. Because it is not the child's responsibility, it is actually their responsibility, because they got the child into their life.
yes, right.
Okay, coming back to the previous question,
Yes.
do you want more time?
I'm fine with like.
Okay.
Yeah,
Summarizing the question was what should be the talks between a child and the parent, maybe in the olden stage or any time. Okay. Yes.
yeah.
Would you like to start?
I'll state the point that I had in mind.
Yes.
Like in today's day, sometimes what happens is we tend to spend a lot of time on our phones, right? So instead of spending time on your phone individually, you could ask your father or your mother whether they want to learn something, like change your DP or put a status on
Yes.
WhatsApp,
Yes.
and that would be like a good a talk between you all also,
Yes.
like, or teach them a different skill, like teach them word, maybe
Yes.
something that they could use in their work life as well, right? That could be one way. Another way, maybe talk about how their day was,
Hmm.
like a whole day, like how it went, about their health, maybe. If you're not at home and you come home after like a longer time and you didn't know what was happening, like what they ate or something like that, maybe.
Yes.
Yeah. What do you feel?
Yeah, I have written some things. First is about share them your goals. Like if you want to do something in life, just share with them. Tell them like this is my, or it could be the smallest thing like getting AC in the house or getting a new bike or maybe any promotion, anything smallest thing. Share with them. Secondly, I think in any relationship, you should have some like both parents as well as children should have some hobbies or some growth. Like they should not be like, oh, it's done, let me go on my phone and just not do anything. You should have hobbies. Like most of our parents are like they love gardening, and having a hobby and like sharing a hobby with them is, I think, a great way to have bond with parents. Like I could go any day and tell my mother that I like certain flowers. Do you know much more about them? Then she'll tell me so many things about like how to grow it, how to. So I think having a hobby is really a good sign for both, really both, like parents as well as children. Thirdly, about the health, taking care, like telling that you should go to gym or you should do certain exercises. That could be a good discussion. Fourth is, I would say, teach and learn, which you mentioned. Like a parent at a certain stage, parents rely a lot on us. Like they want a lot from us as well. So I think we should teach them certain of some of the things like technology. You said putting status. It might seem a small thing for us, but it is really very huge. uh, Fifth is about sharing experiences. Like one day something happened and like sharing that with parents. It would be really great for them. And I think it is also vice versa. It is also responsibility of parents to share the same. And sixth, I would say, is go for a date with parents. Go out, go for roaming, enjoy yourself. Yeah, as you said, movies, watch reels, those things. Yeah, yeah, that was a very good discussion. Which I really enjoyed.
Yeah.
Any other questions do you have?
Mm, not really on the topic. I feel like we've discussed most of the points.
Points.
What do you feel?
Will it make sense to think on when shall a parent think, when shall a couple think that they should be a parent, or let's just leave it?
Uh, Maybe that would be like a different
Yeah, that
discussion.
that would be a
We could have a whole discussion on that, right?
yes, yes, yes.
Yeah.
So we'll do the ChatGPT part.
Yeah.
Yes.
Chat.
can go ahead.
There is one point. I don't know if you would agree on it, but they say that if your parents are strict, you tend to obey your elders and your teachers more. Is that right?
Even I feel so.
Yeah.
I think so. Yes,
Okay,
because
so that is
you'll
one thing.
somehow obey your parents a lot when they are strict, right? So basically, you are
Yeah.
little afraid of the elders, or
Yes.
you think elders are like superior to you.
So is that a good thing or a bad
Yes,
thing?
it is a good thing, right? From your side.
Yes,
Yes,
to some extent, right?
yes, yes.
But even if the parent is not strict, isn't that like a thing to have, like respect for elders and irrespective?
Mm, yeah, if you think in that line, it makes other meaning also, right?
Hmm.
Mm,
Okay,
yeah,
that is one point.
yes.
Okay, the other part, the other side, which is not being strict. Um, One would be like if the parent is very strict in the teenage years. Even I've seen this. Like the parent is very strict; they beat their children and everything.
Mm,
But when it comes to the teenage phase, like the child doesn't listen to their parent
mm, mm.
and is very like a rebel.
Yes, rebel. Yes.
Yeah, which is very wrong. And they lack confidence.
Mm,
Sometimes they have that fear in their mind that people will judge them, people will compare them to someone else.
yes.
So they tend to not be very open with discussing things with people or to a larger group of people.
Yes.
Yeah, these are my points.
Yes, I think one good word is about the rebel, which you said. And then another term which I got, let me cover from your side first. Your side, one good point that I got is preparation for real world challenges. Like in real world, there are rules and consequences. So when you are as a parent, you be strict to child. He's adaptable in any environment he goes into. Secondly, apart from the other side, parents should not be strict. I think one term which I really like is it hinders the decision making of the child. Even later on, like if he has to make any decision, he'll think like what my like I have to how I tell my parent about this. Like the decision making goes little slower. So this is one point from the other side. Yeah.
Decision making when the parenting is strict, you mean?
Yes, yes, yes. Like if the child wants to do something, maybe go for a waterfall trip, a long hike, then he'll just be like what my parents will say about this, what my parents will like the decision making will be like he won't be able to do whatever he wants, like he'll always think about the others part.
And sometimes he might just eradicate the option without even asking his parents.
Yes, 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 yes.
Yeah,
Yeah, so yeah, that's it.
yeah.
Yeah, it was a really good discussion, and yeah, that's it. I really enjoyed that topic today.
Yes, it
Yes,
was a good debate.
yes. Thanks for coming, Triza. Take care. See you. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.